Hi everyone, it's Diana here. Today we have power yoga and we don't really need any weights or props, but if you'd like to get started, we have blocks cued throughout the sequence, or you can use a firm pillow. I highly recommend a firm pillow, or you can get a block. It's pretty cheap to find them on Amazon or from Five Below. But most people don't have blocks lying around their house, so you can just use a really nice firm couch pillow. So let's get started. Sitting down cross-legged with the long neutral spine, or you can sit down onto your heels with your knees together. For some people, this is also kind of a little bit tight and uncomfortable. So this is why you have your pillow or your block. You can slide it underneath the hips, underneath the tailbone, and use that to cushion the space between your hips and the ground. Another thing is, if you want to get started with music, because a lot of times we play music during the power sequence, you can log on to Spotify if it's ad-free and find my name. I'll go ahead and share the screen with you real quick. So share screen. So yeah, you can find my name and just find the Power Yoga playlist, and it should be exactly 1 hour. And it kind of is in order of the movements from low to intense movement, and then it goes into a deep relaxation at the end. So it's kind of like a good follow along if you'd like to use that. Otherwise, you can just listen to my voice and we'll start the class. So let's go ahead and begin with our seated position again. If you're cross-legged, just slide the pillow or block underneath the hips. Long neutral spine, and just take a deep breath to begin with. Hands over the knees. Close your eyes. Notice how you feel. Let's start with that. Notice how you feel. Notice your thoughts. Notice your breath. Are they quick and intense? Were you just running around and you're still taking those short stress breaths? Try to slow down your breath by inhaling through your nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale through your nose for 3, 2, 1. Do 2 more rounds. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. For yogic breath, we always want to breathe in through the belly and breathe out through the belly so that it will relax any of the parasympathetic nerves or the sympathetic nerves, our fight and flight response. When we relax our nerves, it just relaxes the mind. It releases anxiety, releases tension. So throughout the sequence, you're going to see your heart rate increase. You're going to feel it increase. We got a little Oliver here joining us. So your heart rate will increase. So just come back to this breath whenever you feel like you want to just slow things down. It's a balanced breath. So you inhale for 4 and you exhale for 4. So continuing this intro here, if Mr. Oliver allows me, we're going to scoop the arms up to the sky, bring your hands into a prayer. Gaze up at your hands. Exhale, lower your hands down in front of your heart. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky, gaze up at your hands. Exhale, lower your hands down in front of your heart. Inhale, reverse your hands, bring your fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, release your right hand down behind you, left hand over your right knee. Twisting gently over the right shoulder, gaze back behind you. Allow the twist to come from your core and your abdomen as you twist. Then inhale back to center. Exhale, twist over to your left, right hand over the left knee. And then Oliver, continue this motion. If your feet and your ankles are starting to get a little bit achy, you can switch the cross of your ankles or sit up a little bit higher. and then come back to center. Inhale, scoop your arms to the sky. Exhale, release your right hand down by your side and bend to your right. The left arm should be by your ears, and you can twist open the chest a little bit so you can gaze up past your arm. Pinning this elbow inside of the side body. Inhale, scoop your right arm up to the sky. Exhale, bend to your left. Side stretch. Inhale, lift your left arm up to the sky and release your block in pillow or pillow from underneath you. Plant your hands down onto the ground and walk your knees back until they're underneath your hips, hip distance apart. And your hands should be shoulder width apart. Spread your fingertips wide with your middle fingers pointing forward and really press into the ground. Inhale to lower your belly, arch your spine, and gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, round your spine and tuck your chin in. Inhale, lower your belly. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your pelvis forward, lower your chin. Inhale, arch your back, gaze up. Inhale, round, or exhale, round. Continue about 4 more of these, really trying to feel the ground beneath you, feel the movement of the spine. Inhale to arch your back, exhale, round your spine. Inhale to a neutral position when you're done. Send your right foot back behind you with your toes flexed down. Inhale, reach your left arm out in front with your fingertips pointing forward. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then bring your knee to your elbow around your spine. Exhale. Inhale, reach in opposite directions. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release everything down to the mat. Inhale, reach your left toes back behind you, right hand out in front, fingertips pointing forward, hips are squared. Bring your elbow to your knee and exhale. Inhale, reach in opposite directions. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release everything down to the mat. Inhale, tuck your toes, send your heels up. Exhale, send yourself back and up for downward facing dog. Relax your neck, gaze between your knees, and allow your knees to bend to warm up your hamstrings. Pedaling out the legs or walking the dog, as they say. If you gaze up at your hands, you should see them. Fingers are spread, shoulder width distance apart. Same thing as that tabletop. Arms by the ears, pushing away from the mat. Arms in line with the back. And inhale to find stillness, trying to bring the heels closer down to the mat. Lift up on your heels and bend your knees out wide. Really take this deep stretch for a second. Gaze up between your hands. Inhale to step to the front of the mat or hop. Lifting up halfway, you can place your hands up on the block or pillow on your shin, or keep your fingertips on the mat. Add a slight bend to your knees to bring your torso closer to your thighs and gaze forward with a flat back. Exhale, fold forward, allow your neck to relax, leaning slightly forward. Add a little bit of extension to your knees. Now take a deeper bend, bringing the tailbone down closer to the mat, and slowly rise up vertebra by vertebra, like a rag doll. The last thing to come up are your shoulders and then your head. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky, bring your hands into a prayer. Exhale, lower your hands down in front of your heart. You're going to interlace the last 3 fingers, making a little bit of a handgun or pointing your fingers up to the sky. And inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Arms by the ears, bring your toes together. Exhale, bump your hips out to the left and bend to the right. Open up the chest a little bit more and gaze up towards the sky. Pressing evenly into all the bones of the feet. Inhale to rise back to center. Exhale, draw the fingertips to the left. Bump the hips out to the right. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, release your hands down to your lower back. Separate your feet hip distance apart and draw the elbows closer towards each other. Slightly lean forward, pushing your hips forward first. Open up your chest and then allow your head to gently fall back for this gentle back bend. Inhale to rise back to a neutral position. Exhale, slide your hands down the backs of your legs. Forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Again, hands on the mat or on your shin, chest open. Exhale, plant your hands down. Step your feet back to a high plank. Your heels are lifted, careful with collapsing them out to the side. And you're doming your back a little bit around the shoulders so that it's causing a protraction in the shoulders. Stay here for 5 breaths, for 5 seconds, sorry. Hands underneath the shoulders. Then shift forward, bend your elbows into your ribs, and lower slowly with control all the way down to the ground. Slide your hands back by your ribs and elbows in. Inhale, lift your chest, press into the tops of the feet, and lift your hands. Exhale, release. Hands underneath the shoulders. You're really going to use your feet this time to push away and your hands away from the mat. So inhale, lift, keeping the elbows in, more of an extension in the elbows, keep the hips low, open chest, gaze up, exhale, lower down. And this is your third option for your back bend. Whenever we take these transitions, keep the hand underneath the shoulders, press into the mat, lift your hips away, lift the knees off the mat and open up the chest, upward facing dog. Exhale, roll over your toes, downward facing dog. Again, you can still pedal out the legs if your hamstrings aren't warm enough yet. Great. Always come back to your breath if you need to. Remember that balanced breath that we learned at the beginning. Inhaling through the nose, exhale through the nose. Inhale, reach your right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, plant your right foot between your hands. Take as many steps as you need. Leave your left hand inside of the right foot with this 90-degree bend in the front knee. On the mat, you can leave your hand or over a block. Inhale, reach your right arm up to the sky in line with your left arm. Twist to the right. Option to keep the knee lifted or lower down the knee. Relax the back foot. Shoulders stacked over each other. Inhale to reach a little bit taller. Exhale, open up the chest. Inhale to unwind. If you had a block, go ahead and slide it out. Frame the front foot and step your right foot back to meet your left to a high plank. Inhale to shift forward. Exhale to lower down halfway, 90-degree push-up, or all the way down to the mat. Inhale, lift your chest up, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up to the sky. Exhale, round forward, step your left foot between your hands. Leave your right hand inside the left foot. Inhale, reach your left arm up in line with the right arm. Twist to the left. Gaze up towards the sky. Stay strong in your twisted lunge. Slow down the breath. Inhale to frame the front foot and step your left foot back to meet the right. Downward facing dog this time. Inhale to shift forward. Exhale, lower down halfway, half push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, plant your right foot between your hands. Take as many steps as you need if my words allow me. Inhale, lift your chest up. Reach your arms up to the sky. Keep the back heel lifted. High crescent lunge. 90-degree bend in the front knee. Take your balanced breath. Stay strong. Slow down the heart rate. One more breath. Then slide the back heel down. Open up your hips to the left side. Back heel comes down about 45 degrees. Keep the 90-degree bend in the front knee. Lean back over your left a little bit and bring your arms out to a T. Shoulders down and away from your ears and gaze up to your right. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, hinge at your right hip. Bring your right forearm to your front knee. Left arm comes up and over. Create this diagonal line with the body for our extended side angle. You can use your forearm to push away from your knee. Try not to collapse the chest in towards the knee, but use it to like push away from the knee. Gaze up at the sky or out to the side. Inhale to come back up to standing and bring your right arm up and over. Left hand slides down the left leg. Reverse warrior. Open up your chest, gaze up towards the sky. Keep the bend very, very deep in that front knee, but don't let the knee go over the ankle. Inhale to rise and cartwheel your hands down to the ground. Frame your front foot, pivot the back foot up, and then send your right foot back to meet your left. Stay here for 5 seconds. Then shift forward, take your half push up. Inhale, scoop your chest up, open up the shoulders. Exhale, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, round forward, bring your left foot between your hands. Keep your back heel lifted. Inhale, lift your chest up and bring your arms up to the sky. Lean back a little bit more so you're over your hips. Deep 90-degree bend in the left knee. Maybe cactus the arms out this time to open up the chest. Slide your back heel down and open up your hips to the right side. Bring your arms out to a T, warrior two. Careful not to let the left knee collapse in. You want to bring it out so it's in the same direction as your toes. Then hinge at your left hip, bring your left forearm to your front knee, right arm up and over. You can stay here or release your fingertips inside of your left foot for an extended side angle. Inhale to rise and reverse your warrior, bringing your left arm up and over. Keep the 90-degree bend in your left knee. Right hand slides down the right leg. Open your chest. Inhale to rise and exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Pivot your back foot up towards the sky and send your left foot back to meet your right. Downward facing dog. You can take the option of a vinyasa where you shift forward, or you can stay down in your downward facing dog, lowering down halfway. Inhale, scoop the chest, and then back to down dog. Inhale, reach your right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, plant your right foot between your hands. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, reach your arms up to the sky, high crescent lunge. Cactus your arms out. Inhale, reach. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach. Exhale, slide your back foot down, open up to the left side, warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, hinge at your right hip, extended side angle. We did this about 2 times on the other side, or 1 on each side. Back on the right. For more heat, extend the right arm up in line with the left. Inhale to rise. Bring your right arm up and over. Bend the right knee. Reverse warrior. Inhale to come back up through your warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down. Pivot the back foot up. Send your right foot back to meet your left. Downward facing dog. Inhale to shift forward. Exhale, lower down halfway. Inhale, scoop your chest up. Exhale, roll over your toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, plant your right foot between your hands. It's not what you think. Heel toe your foot outside of your right hand, and then lower down that back knee. Quick little stretch. Relax the back foot down into the mat. Really use your hands to push open your chest. Gaze forward. Option to come down into the forearms on your pillow or on the mat. Just stay here for 2 deep breaths. If you have a mat or a pillow or a block, you can slide it out of the way now. And then heel toe your foot underneath you until it's in line with your hips. Inhale to lift your chest up and lift your arms up to the sky. Bring your hands into a prayer. Release your hands down in front of your heart. Inhale to lift up a little bit more. Open your chest. Exhale, twist to your right side. Bring your left elbow to your left knee. And really use your hand, your right hand, to push into your left hand, but not too hard, just a little bit gently, and then twist open to the right. Inhale, create some space in your back. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. For more heat, you can lift the back knee up by tucking the toes, shifting your weight forward, and gazing out to the side. Inhale to unwind, frame your front foot. If you have your knee lifted, you can lower it down. And heel toe or step your right foot back to a downward facing dog. Pedal this out. Feel that stretch in the hip flexors. Inhale, lift your left leg up to the sky. Exhale, plant your left foot between your hands. Heel toe your foot outside of your left hand until it's on the outside, almost on the mat, and then lower down your right knee. Untuck your right foot. Runner's lunge. Keep your chest lifted, or you can lower down onto the forearms if you did it on the other side. And just stay here for 2 deep breaths. I'm going to grab a drink of water while you guys work on that. Inhale to come up onto your hands and leave your right hand inside of the foot here. You're going to reach your left arm back, twisting to the left side. Bend your right knee and grab hold of your right foot for this deeper quad stretch. If this feels kind of uncomfortable for you and you're feeling like there's a lot of pressure on the quads, you can release the foot or just bring your hands in line or in the direction of the foot. Open up your chest. Gaze past the shoulder. If you have your foot in hand, you can release it now. Unwind and heel toe your foot underneath you until it's in line with your hips. Inhale, lift up your chest and bring your arms up to the sky. Hands in a prayer. Exhale, release your hands down in front of your heart. Inhale to lean back a little bit more. Exhale, twist to your left side, bringing your right elbow to your left knee. You can stay here or push your left hand down onto your right hand. Be gentle with yourself and gaze up to the side or towards the sky. For more heat, tuck the right toes, lift the back knee up. If your knee is lifted, you can lower it down, release the toes, and frame your front foot. Exhale, send your left foot back to meet your right. Downward facing dog, our good old friend. Inhale to shift forward, high plank. Exhale, lower down halfway or all the way down to the mat. Inhale to extend your elbows or push away from the ground, scoop your chest. Exhale, tuck your toes or roll over the toes if you're an upward facing dog, downward facing dog. You're gonna walk your feet to the middle of the mat, bring your hands to meet your feet. Lifting halfway like our halfway lift with the flat back, bend your knees to bring your torso closer to your thighs. Stay with the flat back and gaze forward. Exhale, fold forward, extend your knees out a little bit more. Use your hands as brakes as you slightly lean forward. Inhale to lift halfway and slide your hands the long way underneath your feet. You're gonna step on your hands. Bring your toes all the way to the creases of the wrist, and do so on the other side. You're gonna bend your knees to achieve this flat back. And once you get here, take a deep breath. Exhale, wing your elbows out and fold. Relax your neck. I'll let you see it from the front. Feet should stay about hip distance apart. Lean slightly forward to distribute your weight evenly. And inhale to lift halfway and release your hands. Place your hands on your hips, add a deeper bend to the knees, and slowly rise with the flat back. Take a deep stretch, arms overhead. Bring your hands out at shoulder level, shoulder width apart. Sit back into this invisible chair. Excuse me. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Sit deeply into your squat, keeping your knees parallel to each other. Keep your arms here or float your arms up by your ears for more heat. Sink down a little bit deeper. Keep your chest lifted. And inhale to rise, reach up towards the sky. Lift your heels up, so come up onto the tippy toes of your feet. Find your balance. And then we're going to sink back into our invisible chair again with our heels lifted on our tippy toes. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Sink down low, keep your chest lifted. Press into the bones of the feet. Invite all the shakes and wobbles. Stay with it. And inhale to rise, keep your heels lifted. Exhale, lower down the heels, lower down the hands by the side. You did it. We're going to stay here, shoulder width apart or hip width distance apart. Sit back into your invisible chair first. You're going to lean your weight to your right leg, but you got to stay low. Leaning onto the right leg, cross your left leg over your right leg. Bring your toes to the ground for support, for stability. Or if you feel pretty stable like this, then you can wrap your toes a little bit more around to the back of the calf. Then sink down a little bit deeper. Bring your hands out in front of your heart. It's okay if you're a little bit wobbly. And then bring your arms out. Scoop the right arm underneath the left arm. Spiral the hands together. So again. And bring your hands to touch, so palms facing each other. Straight, strong back. Sink down a little bit deeper. Push your elbows away from you until it's a 90-degree bend. And then bring your elbow towards your knees. I'm going to turn to the side. Every side's going to feel a little bit different. I'm a little bit more wobbly on this side today. So cross your hands. And again, bring your toes to the mat if you feel you need more support. Elbows away from your body, sink deeper, and then elbows towards the knees. Sit lower. Inhale to lengthen. Come up to stand, reach up towards the sky. Take a full body stretch. Exhale, release your hands down. Sit back into your chair. Shift your weight to your left leg. Cross your right leg over your left leg. Or spiral them all the way around and sink deeper. Hands out. Scoop your left arm underneath your right. Spiral your hands together. Elbows away from your body. And then bring your elbows towards your knees. Keep that 90-degree bend in the elbows and sink down a little bit deeper into your chair. Inhale to unwind and come up to standing. Exhale, release your hands down, shake it all out. My cat is messing with my fish again. Come on, go ahead. I always have to watch him or else my fish will be gone. Perfect. So hopefully you got all the shakes out. All right, so we're still here about mat width of hip distance apart at the middle of the mat. And what you're gonna do is shift your weight to your right leg. Bring your toes as a kickstand right by your shin on the side of your shin. And this should be your left leg that's bent. Open up this knee out to the side, but keep your hips squared. Place your hands in front of your heart. Retract your shoulders and stay here, or for more heat, you're gonna press evenly into all the bones of the right foot. Lift the left foot a little bit higher below the knee, or if you feel like you're stable enough, you'll bring the left foot above the knee, but never on the knee. So once you feel good about this, hands in front of the heart, open the knee out a little bit more, and lift your arms up to the sky. Expand your branches for this tree pose. Relax your shoulders, steady breath. This seems very simple, but it can be a tough one. And if this feels good, you're gonna go ahead and look up towards the sky, slightly out in front of your hands. Bring your gaze up. And exhale, rewind, reverse your hands, and release your foot. Shift your weight to your left leg, and do the same thing on the left side. Remember, the kickstand is always here for you. It doesn't mean that, you're not doing this, that it's not better, or it's worse than this pose. Just use it if you feel like this will help you build up to the other ones. It's okay. So, or however I worded that, it sounds a little bit weird. But anyway, kickstand, hands in front of the heart, retract your shoulders. We can stay here, foot below the knee or above the knee. Pressing the heel into the leg into the foot. Hands in front of the heart, expand your branches, gaze up towards the sky. Stay strong, pressing into the big toe. Take a deep breath at the top. And reverse your hands. Exhale, release your foot. If you need to take that out too, feel free to do so. But we're gonna step the right foot back about 2 feet. If you bring your arms out, your feet should be directly underneath your elbows. And, parallel the feet so that they're parallel to the side of the mat, but then bring them slightly outward. Perfect. Hands out to the side, bring your hands in front of your heart, squeeze your shoulder blades together, open your chest. Exhale, hinge at your hips, lowering down with a flat back. When you get comfortable, relax the head, lower as much as you can. Leaning slightly forward, relax your hands down, use them as brakes. You can add a slight bend to the knees, but try to keep yourself with the flat back, long, straight back. So allow yourself to deepen this fold. And once you get comfortable down here, extend the knees, bring your elbows in, hands in line with the feet or slightly out in front to use them as brakes as you lean forward. Elongate the spine, really reach towards the ground. Take a deep breath. Then inhale to rise with the flat back, gaze forward. Bring your arms out to a T. Clasp your hands behind your back. I'm going to give you a little close up on this so that we can see what's going on with the hands, but continue there. Clasp your hands behind your back. Bring your palms together. You can keep the elbows bent, but the goal is to extend the elbows. So squeeze the elbows or the shoulder blades as much as you can to extend this. But the biggest key here is keep the palms together. This will help you squeeze the shoulder blades even more. So here we are, palms together, interlaced behind our back, and allow yourself to then fold towards the ground. Bring your hands away from your body and let gravity do its work, bringing it closer down to the ground. Relax your neck. Gaze in between your legs. Keep the palms together. Palms together, squeezing the shoulder blades, open chest, long spine. Then inhale to slowly rise, add a little bit of bend to the knees. Keep the hands there. And then when you rise up, you can go ahead and release the hands. Here we are, still in our wide-legged stance. Shake the arms out, give yourself a little shoulder shrug. Then open your right foot out to the side about 90 degrees. Bring the left foot in about 45 degrees. So now your hips are still open, you're not squaring them out, but your hips are still open to the left side, and you bring your arms out to a T. Relax the shoulders down and away from the ears. Gaze out towards your right hand. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, hinge at your right hip until you can't anymore. When you feel that limitation, bring your right hand to your ankle, shin, or if it feels comfortable, I'm going to adjust my stance here, you can hook your big toes with your peace fingers. The left arm, you're going to bring in line with the right arm and twist open your chest towards the left. Open up this chest and gaze up towards the sky or gaze out to the side. Keep your legs nice and straight. If it feels like you're going to pop something or it hurts too much in that front leg, you can bend it a little bit. But the goal is to have these really deep hamstring stretches in the front leg. But always listen to your body, be mindful. You should never feel pain. Maybe just a bit of a challenge or some foreign movement, but if you feel pain, numbness, or tingling, please back away from it. Keep your hips open. Inhale to slowly rise with straight, strong legs. Exhale, pivot to the other side. Left toes point towards the short end of the mat. Right foot in about 45 degrees. Then hinge at your left hip. Keep the hips open. Bring the hands down to the shin or hook your big toe. Right arm comes in line with the left. Gaze up towards the sky. Open up your chest. Or gaze out to the side if your neck feels like it's straightening. Stay strong in your energy here. Inhale to rise. We're just going to walk the feet to the middle of the mat. You can face in any direction that you like, maybe the front of the mat. Feet are hip distance apart. And bring your hands to your hips. Bring your elbows towards each other and step your left foot back about 2 feet. If you see me from the front, as I step back, my feet are still hip distance apart. So my back foot's about 45 degrees and my front foot is pointing 90 degrees towards the short end of the mat. I'm going to bring my right hip back, my left hip forward to square myself as much as I can. Open up the chest, elbows towards each other. Exhale, hinge over the right leg. Pause halfway. Here's where your blocks can come in handy. If you have a block or a pillow, you can bring them down to support you so that you don't bend too deeply, or use them as arm extensions. You can place your hands on the mat or on your shin, but pause halfway with a flat back, remembering our squared hips. Then exhale, allow yourself to fold a little bit deeper. Relaxing the head towards the right leg. Adjust your stance if this feels a little bit too intense, or you can add a baby bend to the front leg. Relax your neck. Check in with your hips. Inhale to lift halfway. Place your block or your pillow inside of your right foot, or use your mat. But we can do this one here just to add a little bit of assistance here, and then bring your right hand to your lower back. Inhale to twist open to the right side. Exhale, open up a little bit more, gazing up towards the sky. Try to bring your shoulders in line with or stacked over each other, so that if this feels comfortable, you can bring your right arm in line with the left. Revolved triangle. And inhale to unwind, slide the blocker pillow out to the side, add a bend to the front knee, hands on the hips, open the chest, and slowly rise. You can stay here, and then what we're going to do is pivot the back foot up, parallel to the knee. Keep your hands on the hips for stability, or float your arms back. We're going to lean forward or tilt forward until you feel the back leg lifting up. As you lift the back leg, you can lower your chest down very slowly and come parallel to the mat. Warrior 3. Remember, you can always place your hands on the hips for stability. Take a deep breath. And inhale to rise. Whoops. Bring your arms up to the sky, toes all in the same line. Exhale, lower down your hands to your hips. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Step the right foot back. We've got to be even. Step the right foot back about 2 feet. Send the left hip back, right hip forward. Square those hips out. Inhale, open up your chest. Bring your elbows towards each other. Exhale, hinge over the left leg. Pause halfway. Release the hands down to the mat or to your shin. Flat back. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Relax your neck. The key is not to bring your nose towards your leg, but just to deepen this hamstring. So just allow yourself to fold down a little bit deeper, but keeping the hips squared. Inhale to lift halfway, framing this front foot. Keep your right hand inside of the left foot, or bring it to a pillow, a block, or you can even place it on your shin. Then you're going to open up your left hand and place it on your tailbone. Twist to your left side, adjust your stance to twist a little bit more. Square your hips out, open up your shoulders, keep them stacked over each other. If this feels okay, then you're going to bring your left arm in line with the right arm. Notice how I say okay, because I know not all the poses will feel comfortable, but as long as you're able to explore them, then we'll just keep going in that direction. Be okay with being uncomfortable. And we're going to frame the front foot again. Slide that block out. Place your hands on your hips, add a bend to the front knee, and slowly rise. Pivot your back foot up. Float the arms back. Tilt forward. Lift the back leg up as you lower the chest. If this feels good and stable, maybe this time try floating your arms out in front. Arms by the ears. Hands back on the hips, add a bend to the knee, and bring your toes all in one line. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky, hands in a prayer, and then exhale, lower your hands down in front of your heart. Bring your toes to touch. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, lower your hands down by your side. You're going to shift your weight to your right leg. I'm turning to the side so you can see me. Shifting the weight to the right leg. Bend your left knee, open your left hand wide, catch your left foot in your left hand. Inhale, reach your right arm up to the sky, arm by the ears. And just so I can show you from the side, so you're here in this position, press evenly into all the bones of the right foot, and then kick your left foot into your left hand. When this feels stable, hinge at your hip, keeping the right arm up and over, or up and out, and kick a little bit higher. Dancer's pose. Try to keep the knees narrow, hips squared, and inhale to rise. Exhale, release the toes, all in the same plane. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side to even ourselves out. And you're shifting to the left leg. Catch your right foot in your right hand. Inhale, reach your left arm up to the sky. You're going to kick your right foot into your right hand. And when this feels stable is when you hinge. Then hinge, up and out. Kick the foot up a little bit higher for more of a challenge or more extension. Bend the knee and kick up a little bit higher. Inhale to rise. Exhale, lower down the foot. Shake it all out. Great. We're going to step to the top of the mat now. This is going to be a quick little stretch. I promise I'm not going to do any weird ones, not yet. So inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway, flat back. Lift up your toes, come up on your tippy toes, lift up your heels, come up on your tippy toes, and sit back onto your heels. Allow your forehead to come down towards your knees. Do a quick little stretch of the toes, of the lower back, of the neck. Then walk your hands back behind you. Lower down, all the way down to the ground. Immediately, we're going to lift our chest up, open up the spine, long straight spine, lean back. Float your legs out in front for boat pose. Your shins should be parallel to each other, and your hands should be parallel, palms facing each other. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, open up the chest, stay here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax the soles of the feet down this way, or you can cross your legs. Whatever will help you with a quick little deep breath. Inhale, shift your weight back, uncross your legs, float your legs out in front, boat pose. 5, 4, 3, 2, stay with it, and relax. We're going to lean all the way back, lay down on your back. Lift up your legs, about 90-degree bend in the knee, and bring your hands behind your head. Open your elbows out wide. Bring your right elbow to your left knee and then extend the right leg. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So yogi bicycles. Exhale to crunch, inhale to lower. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. And go a little bit faster. Try not to bend the elbows in. Keep the crunch and the lifting motion going. Steady breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth this time. For more heat, you can extend the legs, and we can do scissor kicks where you bring your right hand outside of the left foot, and then the left hand outside of the right foot. And as you do this, you lower down the other leg and keep going a little bit faster. Try to really reach for that leg. You can even bend the leg if you want to. And relax. You're going to bring the soles of the feet as close to the pelvis as you can. Your hips are going to be, your knees are going to be hip distance apart, so leave some space in between. And if you have a pillow, you can place it in between your knees to add some resistance, to add some alignment help, and some more of a strength builder. So just place it between the knees and squeeze the pillow as much as you can. Or just leave it here without a block or pillow. Place your hands down on the mat, palms facing down. Inhale, lift your hips up to the sky. Then squeeze your shoulder blades or walk your shoulder blades a little bit closer together. If you feel like you want to clasp your hands underneath your back, you're free to do so. But remembering that our palms should be touching to squeeze the shoulder blades as much as you can. Inhale, lift a little bit higher. Exhale, hold, and take 5 deep breaths. Staying here for 5 deep breaths, inhaling through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Very slow and steady breaths. If you feel like your chin is too tucked into your chest, elongate your chin or your neck a little bit more so you have space to breathe, but your breath should be coming from your belly. 2 more deep breaths. And then lower down on your last one. Should have felt a little bit of a glute burner there in the lower back and in the thighs. So you're going to take the bridge pose one more time. Inhaling to lift your chest, lift your hips. Or I can guide you into the full wheel pose, but you'll just have to listen to my voice. Try not to stare at the camera to strain your neck. So if you're going to stay here for 3 deep breaths. Or place your hands underneath your shoulders, elbows up towards the sky, feet as close to your pelvis as you can, and bring yourself to the top of your head. Stay here, or push away, lift your hips up a little bit higher. Take a deep breath at the top, relax your neck, squeeze your glutes, shift up towards your shoulders, then exhale, tuck your chin into your chest, lower your shoulders, and then lower your hips. Immediately, you can release your feet, open your knees out wide, clasp your feet with your hands. Take a little happy baby pose, as they call it, where you rock side to side. Even extend your legs if it feels okay. This should round the spine and kind of massage the center of the spine. And now we're going to bring our knees into our chest. Create little circles to massage the lower back. Then rock yourself forward to a seated position. Once you find that spot, come to the middle of the mat. Place your hands down in front of you to uncross your legs. Slide your feet back. Come onto the ball of your feet. High plank, then shift forward, lower down slowly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax everything down to the mat. You're going to extend your arms out in front. Your hands should come up in front about shoulder width level, and tent your fingers like spiders. So here we are out in front. Take a quick stretch. Relax your toes, relax your feet. Bring your toes to touch a little bit closer. Then inhale, lift your arms up, lift your chest, lift your legs, lift everything up to the sky. Stay here for 5, 4, a little bit higher, 3, 2, 1. Relax your left cheek down to the mat. Now you can take the same pose again here, or bend your knees, keep your knees narrow. Grab hold of your ankles, lift your chest up, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, lift your chest and kick into your hands. Lift your knees up, a little bit higher. Exhale, release your right cheek down to the mat. Release your legs. We're going to push away into a child's pose, so you can place your hands underneath your shoulders, bend your knees and push away. Bring your knees together so that when you sink over your knees that you're rounding your spine and kind of doing a bit of a counter pose here from what we just did. So relax down, relax your forehead down, allow your arms to come back behind you, sink down into your heels as much as you can, or you can leave your arms out to the side, out in front. Maybe you're going to say no with your head so that you can massage your forehead, reminding you to relax any tension in the face. Inhale to come up through a tabletop position. Tuck your toes. Exhale, send your hips up and back for our good old downward facing dog friend. So here we are. If you need to pedal out those legs, feel free to do so. Coming back to our ocean breath to relax our mind. Inhaling through the nose for 4 seconds. Exhale through the nose for 4 seconds. It's called ocean breath because it creates this ocean-like sound in the back of the throat. And you really let it come out through the biggest nerve in the throat. This will help your parasympathetic nervous system, help you relax, get rid of any tension. Inhale to shift forward. Bring your right knee close to your right wrist. Outer rotate the right knee and outer rotate the right hip so you bring the right foot over to the left side. Lower down the knee, untuck your left foot and slide it down the middle of the mat for pigeon pose. Not everyone can sink very, very deep at first, so you can bring your block or your pillow underneath the right hip for support. And then walk your hands up by your hips, open up your chest, relax the back leg. Exhale, lower down, bring yourself onto the forearms. You can stay here up on the forearms, take a deep breath, or if you feel comfortable, take the full reclining pose. Stay here for 2 deep breaths. And you're going to tuck your back toes, plant your hands down to walk it up by your hips, and send your right foot back to meet your left. Downward facing dog, allow the extension of the knees to stretch out the knees. And then shift your weight forward, bring your left knee towards your left wrist. In, outer rotate everything to bring the left foot over to the right side. Untuck your feet, slide it down the middle of the mat. Inhale to walk your hands up by your hips. Open up your chest. Exhale, lower down onto the forearms. You can bring yourself to the mat or maybe use your pillow to prop yourself up a little bit more if that feels better. If you reclined on the last pose, feel free to do so now. Stay here for 2 deep breaths. Inhale, walk your hands up by your hips. You want to take a quick little back bend, you can. Then tuck your back toes, plant your hands down, send your left foot back, downward facing dog. As we come to one of our final poses, think about the intention you set for yourself at the beginning of this class. Notice how you're feeling. Thank yourself for taking time to practice today, to honor your mind and your body and your soul. And let's go into our final two poses. So you can bring your knees down to the middle of the mat so that you can bring your legs out in front. If you have your pillow right now, it would be a really, really great time to use it, or your block. You're going to lay down first and press your feet into the mat. Slide your pillow or your block underneath your tailbone. Let yourself tuck forward and then lift your legs up into an L shape. Slight bend of the knees, flex the toes. Relax your hands down by your side. Gaze up towards the sky and relax your neck. Relax your eyes. Relax your shoulders. This is called legs up the wall. It allows blood flow to go back into the heart. Allows for relaxation, for the decompression of the lower spine. Some may even start to feel a little bit of a tingling sensation. And this is okay for just a couple minutes, but if it's getting too much, you can lower down the legs. Keep breathing through your nose, expanding the belly. Exhaling through your nose, softening the belly. Go ahead and relax your feet down to the mat. Release your block or your pillows. Bring your knee in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. Forehead towards the knees. Lower the knees down to the right side. Open your arms out to a T and gaze over the left shoulder. Gentle twist. Inhale, lift the knee up to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Gaze over the right shoulder. Feel the stretch in the chest, in the heart, in the arms. Inhale to bring your knees back into your chest. Allow yourself one last big hug. Maybe rotate the knees into a circle or rock side to side. And at this time, if you have any poses in mind that you'd like to add for about a minute that will help you complete your practice, please do so now. You can add another baby, happy baby. Or if you just want to stretch overhead or do another quick hug, feel free to do so. But when you're ready, we're going to extend everything down to the mat. Tuck your pelvis forward so you're laying flat on your back. Feet as wide as the mat. Hands by the sides. Relax your shoulders down. Elongate the neck a little bit. Close your eyes. Soften up your jaw. Soften your forehead. Relax. And for the next couple of minutes, really take this time to focus on your breath. Focus on deepening the breath, feeling the rise and fall of your belly. If any thoughts come to mind, just simply let them pass and hear the sound of your breath. Start to bring awareness back into your body by wiggling your toes, rotating your wrists. Add a bigger bend by bending your elbows. Bring your toes to touch and reach your arms overhead. Take a full body stretch. Then hug your knees into your chest, forehead to the knee. Rock yourself to the right side, to your fetal position. And when you're ready, you can slowly come up to a seated position, cross-legged, legs out in front, sitting back on the heels, however it feels comfortable for you. Remembering you have your block and your pillow for support. Sit with a long neutral spine and lower the shoulders away from the ears. Scoop your arms up to the sky. Lower your hands down in front of your heart. Allow your forehead to lower to the fingertips. Notice what's changed in your body. Notice how you feel. Place your right hand over your heart and your left hand over your belly. May this practice heal and strengthen my mind and my body. May this practice heal and strengthen my mind and my body. Thank you so much for joining me for today's class. Please excuse my cat. I hope to see you again for the next Power Yoga. Namaste. Thank you so much.